Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Fair Ahmed. I'm a senior lecturer in accounting and finance at a UK university, and I also work with ACCA as an early career ambassador. Okay, this video is for anyone who is beginner to accounting. So basically, if someone is studying AAT level 1 or 2, or if they're working as a bookkeeper, and they want to understand the double entry bookkeeping system and how to record the transactions in accordance with the double entry bookkeeping rules. It is also relevant if you are foundation in accounting student in ACCA, or if you're a T level student, technical level student, and you're a beginner in accounting, or if you're a level 3 or level 4 foundation degree or BSc Accounting and Finance level 4 student, and you are studying maybe Introduction to Financial Accounting, Introduction to Bookkeeping, or Introduction to Accounting in general. Okay, so I just created a step-by-step approach when you want to record a double entry for a transaction. Now, if you will follow this step-by-step approach, you won't go wrong as long as you have identified the correct accounts, correct ledger accounts, in other words, and you record them in accordance with the double entry bookkeeping rules. So the very first step is that you identify what are the accounts in a transaction, in a financial transaction, of course. Now remember, transaction is a deal between two parties. So that's how we define a transaction. And a transaction which deals with a transaction is a financial transaction is a deal between two parties that involve money. So in that case, one party will be business, basically. So identify the accounts in a transaction. So it will be at least 2 accounts, but it can be more than that, depending on the type of the transaction. So once you've done that, then you will identify whether these accounts are assets, liabilities, income, or capital or expense. Now, if you don't know that whether an item is an asset, liability, expense, income, or capital, I will be defining these in a separate video. So the third step is whether these accounts have increased or decreased. So you will have to establish it. And then in line with the double entry bookkeeping rules, you will establish whether which account will be debit, which account will be credit. So let's take a very simple example here. So let's suppose AB Trading is a business. They made a sale of £300 by receiving money in the business bank account. So let's perform those 4 steps. Now identify 2 accounts. So the 2 accounts in this transaction are sales and bank. So these are the 2 accounts. So that's your step 1. Step 2, identify whether these accounts are assets, liabilities, expense, income, or capital. Now sales, we know that that's an income account, and bank is an asset account. So we perform the second step. The third step is that whether these accounts have increased or decreased. And when we make sales, the sales account is increased. And again, if we receive money in the bank, our bank account has increased. So increase in sales, which is, in other words, increase in income. And similarly, increase in bank, in other words, increase in asset. Now remember the double entry bookkeeping rules. Increase in income is credit, so therefore sales will be credit. And increase in asset is debit, so therefore bank has increased in this situation, in this transaction, so therefore bank will be debit. So this is how it will be recorded. Bank debit with £300, Why? Because this, remember, this is increase in asset. And sales will be credit. Why? Because the double entry bookkeeping rule says the increase in income is credit. So just giving you one example, if you follow this approach, you won't go wrong in recording the transactions, as long as you can identify the two accounts and the type of accounts, that whether those are asset, liability, expense, income, and if you can establish that whether they have increased or decreased, that you will get the recording these transactions in accordance with the double entry bookkeeping rules correctly. But if you will have any question in specific to a transaction, please write your question in the comment section and I will get back to you on that. Thank you very much for listening. See you in my next video.